Hey, Jeff Kelderman here, Kelderman Trucks. Today, we're going over my 2023 F-450. People are always asking me, Jeff, what do you drive, man? You know, what's your favorite truck to drive? Well, I drive stuff that we're designing kits for. Right now, we've been working on this 3-inch kit. It's a kit that a number of people have been calling. They want to run 37-inch tires on these 450 dualies, but they still want to have, the bed height low enough to get underneath their fifth wheels. So I've been spending getting a lot of windshield time behind this truck, and these new 2023s are awesome. I mean, I've drove 80 or 100, 17 to 20, 21, 22s before these came out. I tried to test drive almost every truck we built. So starting with the front of this truck, we have our Delta Series bumpers. This is the light edition, so we got our 20-inch Midnight Rigid in the center, then we got a pair of 4s out of here in the wings. But this is our powder-coated version. So we actually will do a primer and then a textured powder coat. What that gives you is a real durable finish. So if you don't want to do a color match set, save yourself some money, you can get these powder coated just straight out of the box. So for this truck, we decided to do a gray theme to go with the black. So our painter Ron got rid of the chrome ring here on the front grille and did it gray. Also did the monster hooks to match, and then came up with this cool tint. Ron's been doing the tint on the taillights for years. Really takes the red out of it, makes it blend so much better. But he came up with this cool tint, did the headlight, got rid of the chrome that's in the back of this headlight. So these 450s, I mean, you talk about, it's probably the best tow vehicle on the market in my opinion right now. For a pickup straight out of the box. I mean, they've got, incredible GVWs, and the big rear end, the brakes are good. I mean, outside of going with a chassis cab, a Dodge 5500 or a Ford 550, but problem is you get with those, you're not going to really get a pickup bed like you would with this. So good vehicle for just doing some heavy towing and be able to have a, monster truck, so to speak, on 37s for a dually, and then having this 3-inch kit really makes a big difference for us being able to tow this fifth wheel on 37s, because that was the biggest complaint we had with the 5 to 6. So as I mentioned earlier, this is a brand new kit for us. It's actually a 3-inch kit. Now normally to run 37-inch tires, we run that on our 5 to 6-inch kit. So what did we do to be able to make this work? We used our brand new radius arms, and we're actually pushing the axle forward 1 inch. That gives us the extra clearance we needed to make this kit work. Though you'll have to run our bumper because we got this steep cutout. Factory bumper is just not going to work because you're gonna smash right into it when you go to turn. Like with all of our kits, we've got our Raptor shocks, the 2.0 series remote resis. This truck rides like a dream. I can test because I've put about 8,000 miles on it in the last 3 months. Up front, we have our dual steering stabilizer kit. You can buy that on our website. It's something you can just purchase. You don't have to buy the whole kit. You can just buy that for your existing truck. As you'll see, it's pretty dirty because I have just ripped off 4,000 miles on this thing. Just went back-to-back trips South Dakota. We have a place out in the Black Hills, so lots of Jeep trails. They're designed for side-by-sides, but I'll take these big trucks out there, and I'll go out there and, pound these Jeep trails, put this thing in articulating situations and really put this to the test. Then one more thing, when we're running these large tires, we had to get rid of the mud flap here. We just have a 3D printed piece that we put on here to help give it that finished off look. These 450s, man, they pull like a boss. I've had 4 or 5 different vehicles on this trailer, and 450, in my opinion, pulls the best. So our stock height kit is rated for this 10,000 pounds, and we can even go above that with our kit without risking any overload or damage to the bag. So you can be loading, 11, 12,000 pounds on this rear axle, and it's just going to set straight. It's going to stay level. Most of the guys are running that much weight are not running 37-inch tires, they're running their stock 19.5s. Well, the cool thing with these open country RT trails is these are F-loaded tires. I mean, they're like 3,900 pounds, almost 4,000 pounds. So you have nearly 12,000 pounds of rating on your rubber on a 37, which is awesome, because that's what we're trying to do with this truck. Have a lifted truck. You're getting most of your lift from the tires, a little bit from the suspension, but we're trying to keep this low enough that we can still tow our fifth wheel. Now, we're gonna have a little bit of an incline compared to a stock height because we're probably about 4 inches taller when it's all said and done. But for the guys that are, you know, I'm not towing my toy hauler more than probably 6 times a year. So I still want my lifted truck to drive every day, but I'm not losing that capability of towing my toy hauler to the football game or to the campground. One of the cool things about the Delta series on this bumper is it's got a large cutout. So these new 23s have a big cutout on the side of the bed for climbing in and out. You've got the Kelderman bumper now with the big series. So when you're climbing in and out to unhook the fifth wheel, it's just a lot easier now. So the control system on this is our 3H. That is a dual Viair system. We have an air dryer on it. We're using 2 3-gallon tanks. We're actually making our tanks in-house now. We bought a tube laser cutter that makes building tanks a piece of cake. So this thing actually has 4 tanks on it. It has 2 accumulator tanks on the airbag. So the airbag that we use on the 450 and 350 trucks has a large port in it that allows us to run a 3/4 inch airline to a 1-gallon accumulator tank. We mount this 1-gallon accumulator tank right at the back of the leaf spring where the shackle, well, where the leaf spring shackle used to attach. The leaf springs are gone now with this 4-link system. And what that does is it allows you to have a large airbag to carry heavy loads, but it kind of tricks, it changes the spring rate so that when you hit bumps, it lets some of the air go out into the 1-gallon tank. It's a design I came up with way back in 2003 when we designed one of our first 4-links on Big Red, the old 2003 Ram. And like every truck we do, we have the air chuck on here. So like, for example, my toy hauler and my race car trailer, they have air ride suspension. So what I'll do is I just run a coupler up here and I'll plug right into here, and that'll supply air to the airbags on the trailers. Of course, none of our trucks are going to be complete without doing the tint job on the tail lights and the marker lights. Just blends from front to back. You got the tint on the front, getting headlights that got rid of the chrome. You come to the back, it gets rid of the red. It just has a perfect flow that the Kelderman trucks are famous for. So if you're thinking about building a custom truck, you know, we have drop ship codes from Ford and Dodge. You can go in your dealership, order the truck of your dreams, and have it dropped off right at our place in Oskaloosa, Iowa. We'll take good care of your truck. We're putting on the best suspension on the market, the best components. You know, send this thing to us. I guarantee you, you're not going to be sorry you did.